YouTube family, hold your thoughts. Lots going out here. You guys all know the situation of what happened to Straightdroppp. Everybody is talking about how he got beat up in jail and all the blase this and blase that. Well, a lot of these things, I did a video months ago about connections, ladies and gentlemen. Connections to all this that will baffle your minds about allegedly Memphis the police department ties and the criminal history of Justin Johnson, aka Straightdroppp. You're gonna see how maybe allegedly Straightdroppp was paid by Memphis Police Department to allegedly do what he do, because all the strings of criminal charges he had, and for some weird reason he just flew by night and got to escape the ramifications of whatever he did out here. Not that I'm hoping niggas get arrested or not, but I'm just giving you the ups and downs of this situation from when he pleaded not guilty. But this jail and prison attack that happened at 201 Poplar, we're gonna get into that right now, but I need y'all to hit that like button for me, hit that notification bell, and come rock out with the most fastest winningest team out here. I Smoke Hip Hop Live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the situation we have here. Connections speak 1,000 words, and we know what it is already when it comes to that. Say no more. Understand scenarios and situations and how they're coming.
Punched behind bars. Fox 13 new at 5. One of the men accused of killing Memphis rapper Young Dolph was punched behind bars. Fox 13's Dominic Dillon is joining us live outside of the Criminal Justice Center. Dominic, his attorney tells you that he was attacked by another inmate last week.
Yeah, Darcy, we're told that he was here at 201 Poplar on the 4th floor making a phone call when another inmate walked up to him and punched him. Now, we tried to get more information about the particulars. His attorney says he's still waiting to get those answers.
Unfortunately, the jail is a violent place, and assaults are common.
So common, Justin Johnson, the man accused of killing young Dolph, was attacked, according to his attorney.
I haven't seen him since last week. I understand that another inmate in the jail attacked him.
Johnson's attorney, Junie Ganguly, says his client was punched by another inmate on Friday while in the middle of a phone call. It happened in the visitation area at 201 Poplar.
Anytime a client that you like is attacked, it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's life in the jail.
Ganguly says he doesn't know what security protocols are in place to protect Johnson while in custody. But from his experience, things come to a screeching halt when he visits his client.
When he's moved, when I come to see him, there's no staff movement, there's no inmate movement because of the high-profile nature of his case.
I reached out to the Shelby County Sheriff's Office for comment. They sent me a short statement that reads in part, "This incident is under investigation." Ganguly says his client suffered some superficial injuries and did not attempt to fight back.
Did not strike back. He has not been charged with any assaultive conduct.
Johnson's lawyer says they have a court appearance scheduled Thursday. He says they have filed for discovery materials in the Young Dolph case, but plan to let the judge know they haven't received that full package yet. Reporting downtown, Dominic Dillon, Fox 13 News.
Now, the whole situation of him not fighting back and allowing it to happen, you got to remember, this dude was accused of some of the worst situations. They put him in the worst area in the Memphis jail in Shelby County. He's at the 201 Poplar area, and it's a notorious situation. Is he protected? Clearly he is not, and not that I'm advocating for his protection, but I want y'all to understand this dude got a whole criminal history. Before I even get into the other involved news story of that, I need you, like, I'm not trying to say anything about the criminal history, like it's something to a certain degree we need to be paying attention. Nah, that ain't what I'm on, y'all. I need y'all to look at some of the circumstances with this man and what he had going on. Clearly the connections in Memphis, corrupted officials, and the alleged ones, you know what I'm saying? We know about the ones who already got caught, but the alleged ones that they don't speak about, that's what I'm about to play right now on this video so you guys could see.
He released. Let's start it right now.
It happened with the help of hundreds of tips from the community.
We went through that process of vetting those tips and reaching out to our partners.
We're gonna go to the other video of it. I just want y'all to see the lengthy one because his record goes far back.
Johnson was arrested by U.S. Marshals in Indiana after spending weeks avoiding arrest. Smith was already in jail.
Johnson's rap sheet is a bit longer. Take a look. Indict him. Justin Johnson's rap sheet is a bit longer. Take a look. The district attorney's office tells us he was placed on the Violent Juvenile Sex Offender Registry in 2015 at age 17.
Now I want you to pay attention before we expose Memphis Police Department for allegedly doing these things.
What I'm gonna be showing you more is his criminal record. It's not that I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, judge it or bring anything forth, but he's been through a lot in the criminal justice system of Memphis, if you want me to say, or Tennessee state that is. Now I want you guys to look at the long history. For one, look at this situation here with Straightdroppp. He was 2015 placed on a violent juvenile educational purpose sex offender registry at 17, January 31, 2017, and then educational purpose shot into a group of people at a bowling alley, injuring multiple people at age 18. Now that was the case that was kind of weird for a lot of people, because the registry one, they're bringing that charge back up. So did something go haywire with Straightdroppp and his alleged connection with them? Like, Justin was facing that violation for a minute now. Now Shelby County has a grand jury for this unrelated charge away from, you know, the young Dolph case. And we know previously about the separate charges of attempted murder or whatnot on Mr. Thornton Jr. But now let's go further. Part 2 of this, you can see 10 days later he was arrested and held on a $250,000 bond. Then in May 2nd, 2017, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of aggravated assault, sentenced to 5 years in prison. But guess what? His alleged connections with these folks, because you know, we all know the dirty cops, allegedly they gotta work with the street niggas. They gotta get what they got going to make certain alleged hits, alleged everything go on. And that's what I'm trying to make you guys understand, the down nitty gritty of it. Because after, you would think he'll get 5 years only, but Playboy only served barely even 2 years of that. Now what happened? They claimed certain things got changed during that, but after serving it wasn't even 2 years, after serving 9 months only for the bowling alley, you know, shooting into a crowd in a bowling alley, families, innocent bystanders, the man only served 9 months, granted probation by a judge. Now I'm not hating on nobody getting out of prison early. I don't wish jail or prison on nobody, but I'm telling you about the spooky details of connections involved in here. Assassinations, you got corrupted officials trying to hush somebody who allegedly worked for them, and now we gotta get him out of here because too much gonna be said. Now part 4, after serving the 9 months, then you see in May 15, 2018, arrested on gun and marijuana charges, released on $7,500 bond by a judge. So the judge loved releasing this man. No matter the record, the judge is like, hey bro, you get a free pass and you get to go home. And now he served a little more than 2 years in federal prison, released May of 2021 for good behavior. That's for the other charge, the federal one. Now, November 17, 2021, right when he got out, that's in the situation with young Dolph, you feel me, being killed. These things, y'all, it goes long. Pause. It goes for a while and a while. This thing ain't new, and it wasn't something to, you know, make details seem enormous or whatever, like whatever you want to call it. Now I'm gonna make you guys listen to this part here. This is what some of the state's officials said, and when people were nervous and asking why is this guy always getting out of prison, they actually asked the state official that, and this was her response to Straight Drop: Justin Johnson getting out of prison so many times.
Clarify, our office has fielded a lot of questions, and perhaps others of you in the room have as well, about why Justin Johnson was out of custody. I hope this tells you why, and the short answer is because of the laws of the state of Tennessee. Solved.
Now she's gonna blame because of the laws, but y'all clearly see it was not because of the law, because he already prior got sentenced and then they took it out the way and released him, and it was not because of the laws. There's a lot of intros of misinfortunate things going around in Memphis. We're gonna play it, but let's listen to her one more time.
For which he received a 3-year sentence. So I hope that helps clarify. Our office has fielded a lot of questions, and perhaps others of you in the room have as well, about why Justin Johnson was out of custody. I hope this tells you why. In the short.
Now, for her to even go on this, it makes sense, y'all. Pay attention to the news here. WRE Greg News, Channel 3 News, that is. You're gonna see this officer for a little bit getting an allegation in a sexual contact with a woman.
And was.
Now this is me showing you several officers at the time that were getting in trouble for a whole lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? Officers like Mr. Allen.
A black expletive.
To tell you the truth, it was the first time I think I've been able to fully exhale in 4 years. For once, somebody was listening. For once, is because she doesn't know how to handle real D.
Allen retaliates professionally and personally. The third woman says he even stalked her. It's part of why they no longer work.
They no longer work together. The stalking got irrational and it got inappropriate, and I don't even like using that word. You know who used the word inappropriate, but I'm just showing you a pattern of changes. Now check this part here, another situation with these corrupted officials.
Okay, listen right quick.
Roughly 1 year, 17-year-old O'Shea Sims went from honor student and band member to murder suspect, later set free.
Once I explained to the prosecutor, I sat down with her and we went over everything. She too was quite shocked that this is what the evidence looked like. And so that's how.
His own parking lot close to Airways in Lamar.
You have to have corroborating evidence or other evidence other than a statement.
Surveillance video from the wrong day. Court records show another person at the scene never identified Sims as the shooter, and friends put him elsewhere.
And so he just started making things up, and that's what the confession
believes the confession was false and forced. Investigation. If those names sound familiar, it's because WREG has mentioned them recently.
Does that raise any questions for you?
Absolutely.
Kelly is on a list of more than a dozen law enforcement officers being investigated by the DA's office for misconduct. He and Green traveled to Montgomery, Alabama to interview a murder suspect, but riding shotgun on the taxpayer-funded trip was another murder suspect in an unrelated case, Bridget Stafford. Racy text revealed Kelly had a sexual relationship with Stafford. He gave her money and bought her weed. Stafford told police she had marijuana Kelly purchased in the car during the trip and smoked with Green.
Now these officers, they stay with hookups and everything to help them out of their situations, so much to the point the news had to make a public statement on this part of the corruption.
And kidnapping, as you see here.
Us now from the newsroom with the latest in the investigation and reaction from the victim's family. Felicia.
Aaron and Nicole, investigators say the Memphis police officer charged with murder forced the victim into his squad car before killing him. Police also say Officer Patrick Ferguson was on duty at the time and knew the victim. Identified as 30-year-old.
I told you and knew the victim.
I told you and knew the victim. Now this thing with all these supposed corrupted officials, down there doing what they gotta do, and people giving passes after passes to everybody, and you can clearly see the things that are happening. Now, I think with this jail situation and the beat up, they're trying to get allegedly for this man to be quiet and not say nothing, because this situation is too deep and a lot of players are involved. This is more bigger than just some regular niggas who got lucky and caught Dolph. Dolph is always over there in Memphis. Man is always down there. He's a man of the people. He ain't never hid from it. So how they got the drop on him like that without, you know, being scathed, untouched? You gotta ask yourself, who else was involved? Who gave that type of help? Because now Straightdroppp barely can't even pay for an attorney. You know what I'm saying? He can't even get an attorney out here, and they want us to believe all this going on. This man just did it on his own and everything like that. The man pleaded not guilty. Officials are not comfortable with that. They need to keep him quiet. You hear me? They need to keep him quiet. A lot going on in that situation. A lot of folks are in tune and understand the severity of it, and everything known about the list of suspects in Young Dolph case is still an unknown burden. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. It's a spooky one, and the U.S. Marshals with the Indiana of the cousin one is still missing. All these extras. Look, y'all, man, the only thing I can tell y'all is love your family, love your kids, and most definitely stay blessed, gang.